children of God's blessing. They are to be considered as a heritage. Hi guys! Tuloy natin yung ating devotion on Psalm 127, particularly sa verses 3 to 5. At sabi doon, Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quiver with them. He shall not be put to shame when he speaks with his enemies in the gate. Now, kung marirecall natin sa previous na devotion natin, yung context nitong Psalm 127 as a song of ascent is that yung mga pilgrims, yung mga saints, yung mga believers during the time na pupunta sila sa Jerusalem dahil nandun yung kanilang expectations na sa Jerusalem, it's a city of God's people, nandun yung righteousness, nandun yung godliness, and they will be worshiping God with other people. Pero pagdating nila doon, ay nakita rin nila na doon mismo ay meron ding unrighteousness. At gusto nila ayusin yon, gusto nilang masolusyonan yon, and they want to right the wrong things in that place. And that is why here in Psalm 127, nandun din yung encouragement ng psalmist to remember that it is God's work. At the end of the day, nandun yung efforts natin, nandun man yung efforts natin to do something and to improve things, it is still God's work. Now, here in verses 3 to 5, the psalm brings us to the concern or yung usapin pagdating sa pamilya. And he's talking about having children and many children. And the thing is, ano yung connection nito? Now, tingnan natin. So, verse 3, sabi doon, Behold, children are heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb a reward. So, sabi dito na yung mga bata, they are blessing. They are blessing from God Himself. At dito pa lang, it already challenges yung maraming mga points of view or worldviews natin sa panahon ngayon that people are seeing children as a hindrance or a liability, it's a burden. Maraming mga tao na nakikita yung mga bata na sila ay mga hindrance lang sa buhay natin. There's actually a movement like DINK, D-I-N-K, na ang ibig sabihin ay double income, no kids. And many couples enjoy that. Like yung pwede kang bumili, ano man yung gusto mong bilhin, pwede kang mag-travel, kahit saan mag-travel, and you have no kids to look after. Wala kang masyadong iisipin, wala kang obligation sa mga kids. And they kind of enjoy that, pero of course, if you will look at it, it can be selfish as well. Siyempre, iba-iba yung mga reasons, may mga valid reasons naman bakit yung mga ibang couples ay wala pang kids, like whether you're trying pero talagang in the providence of God, wala pa talaga na binibigay sa inyo, or you have medical complications, hindi talaga kayo makapagbuo. But if we will just stick with that mindset, no, na ayoko magkaroon ng anak kasi they are obligations or burdensome, that's not the will of God. Malinaw na sinasabi sa salita ng Diyos that children are God's blessing. They are to be considered as a heritage. No? Ito ay pamana mismo ng Diyos para sa atin. No? It's a reward. No? Bunga siya ng pagmamahalan ng isang mag-asawa, ng dalawang mag-asawa. Now, in verse 4, sinabi doon, like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quiver with them. He shall not be put to shame when he speaks with his enemies in the gate. Now, ano yung quiver? So, yung picture dito ay mga archer noon. Siyempre, yun yung ancient times ng mga warriors. At yung quiver ay yun yung lagayan dito sa likod. Yung nakasuot doon sa isang archer. At doon nakalagay lahat ng mga pana. So, sinasabi dito na yung isang lalaki na, of course, even yung babae, na ang isang parent na maraming mga anak, ay parang isang archer na marami siyang punong-puno yung kanyang quiver ng mga pana at marami siyang bala. And in that kind of illustration, kapag marami kang bala, malakas ka. No? And that is what the psalmist is talking about here. Kahit nga sa panahon noon, nandun nga yung thinking na kapag marami kang anak, mayaman ka. Bakit? Kasi marami kayong pwedeng gawin, marami kayong pwede magtulong sa family business nyo and other things that you are trying to accomplish sa life. Now, ano yung connection nito sa Psalm 127 at dun sa context nito? If you look at society, ganun din yung nararanasan natin ngayon. No? Na nandun yung talamak yung corruption, talamak yung unrighteousness and injustice sa paligid natin at nandun yung tendency natin na isipin na sama-sama na ng mundo ngayon. Ang sama-sama na ng buhay. Sobrang hirap na ng buhay ngayon. And that is why ayaw ko na magkaroon ng anak. Hindi na lang kami mag-anak kasi kawawa naman yung mga magiging anak namin. Now, this psalm is challenging that, no? Na actually sinasabi, magkaroon kayo ng anak. Mas maganda nga na marami kayong mga anak. And para dun sa mga pilgrims, para dun sa mga saints, mga believers na gusto nilang ayusin yung society, gusto nilang i-resolve yung injustice and corruption and unrighteousness doon. What Psalm 127 is talking about is to focus on having children and raising up your children in God's ways. Kasi, think of it this way. Kapag tayo, ang gusto natin ayusin yung society, nalulungkot tayo sa mga nakikita natin sa balita, sa society, and sa Facebook, and YouTube, at sa paligid natin. And kung tayo lang ang kikilos, like sabihin natin, anong gagawin natin? May message natin yung mga nakikita natin ng mga corrupt na mga politicians. May message ba natin yung si congressman ganito or si any person in the government? Message natin, i-email natin. And would we expect na kapag ginawa natin yon magbabago siya? Well, God can use that. It can happen. It's not impossible. Pero mahirap. That's the reality. O you cannot expect na sa mga efforts lang natin ay mababago itong mga problems sa ating society. And while that is our area of interest or area of concern, kasi affected tayo dahil kasama tayo ng society, the psalm is saying is that you focus on your area of influence. And that is your kids, your family. Na bagamat hindi mo man makontrol yung mga tao na nandyan na, nasa labas, you can control your family. You can raise them up in the ways of God. You can build your marriage, you can make it strong, and you can raise kids into responsible, godly people, men and women na magiging future husbands and future wives, future fathers and mothers and future leaders sa ating society, sa mga organizations at sa trabaho. So, think of it that way na kapag ganun yung thinking natin at ganun yung focus natin, it will compound in the future. Na yung next generation of leaders na yun yung mga anak natin, magkakaroon tayo ng comfort na it will be better than it is now today. Nandun yung tendency na isipin natin, ang hirap ng buhay, masama yung buhay na ngayon, kakaiba na. Well, that's true. That may be true, although hindi pa tayo sobrang lala katulad ng mga World War before. Pero just think of it na kung hindi tayo magkakaroon ng mga families, godly families. Kung titigil na lang tayo magkaroon ng mga anak and hahayaan natin na yung mga mismong unbelievers pa, yung mga pasaway sa society, ang mismong dadami, then what would we expect in the future? Mas lalong sasama ang society. So, that is part of God's will. Sabi nga sa Genesis 1 na you be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. So, God's will is not that we have less and less children, especially for the believers, but by the grace of God, and of course, hindi inalis dito yung pagiging responsible and realistic. By the grace of God, agad kaya, and God will be the one who will provide and sustain. Let's have more children, and let's build the families, let's raise more godly and God-fearing and righteous kids and future men and women in our society. And kapag doon tayo nag-focus, makita mo na, yes, sa labas, ang sama-sama, Ang daming bad news, pero kung makita mo sa loob ng bahay na you're seeing this kid, this boy or girl na nadidiscipline mo ng maayos, natuturuan mo ng maayos, and you can see that God could build this person into an influential person in the future. And God will use him and her. Yes, pwede silang dumaan sa mahirap na buhay, and that's normal. That's usual. Hindi natin din dapat sila i-deprive doon. Bakit? Kasi pwedeng yun mismo yung gamitin nila na i-form ng Diyos tayo at yung mga anak natin, na hubugin tayo into the men and women that God wants us to be, and the men and women that God will use in this generation and the next generation. So I hope that gives us right perspective pagdating sa paano tayo nagre-respond sa ating society ngayon, na imbis na magkanda struggle tayo na makipag-comment, makipag-argue dyan sa Facebook, na mga nakikita natin ng mga news, mga pangit na balita sa ating society. Let's focus on our kids. Let's focus on our family. Discipline them, teach them, bring them up, love them, and guide them. At we make sure now, by the grace of God, they become the men and women in the next generation who will lead and shape the next generation and the next generation society. So I hope that encourages you, my friends, my brothers, and even sisters, fathers, husbands and wives, and fathers and mothers. And I hope that the Lord would bless your family.